Hey everybody, welcome. This is the first live podcast from Comms vNext. Really excited. Thanks to Eric for setting up this amazing rig. Hopefully we're coming through loud and clear. Many thanks to SCB Global, who are the sponsor of the podcast as well. Really appreciate them helping this setup come together. I've got two awesome guests, and this will be going out live for Comms vNext and also on demand on the Teams Insider podcast as well. So Kevin, do you want to start off by introducing yourself?
Sure. Thanks for having me, Tom. And yeah, definitely thanks to Eric as well. This is a super impressive setup. So I'm Kevin Keeler. I am a co-founder of Enable UC, half analyst, half consultant. And I also lead the BC Strategies group, which is a group of independent analysts and consultants. So I'm excited to be here. This is my second year at Comms vNext, and a great community event. Great to be here.
Awesome. And Craig?
Hey everyone, Craig Durr. I am the chief analyst and founder of the Collab Collective. It is also an analyst firm focused on workplace collaboration and communication.
Awesome. So we're live at Comms vNext. We've just come off the back of the keynote, and unsurprisingly, it was one from Microsoft, the CVP there, and it was a lot of AI, right? Big surprise. AI is the talk of the show. So if you're not at Comms vNext, you're definitely missing out. It's going to be an amazing couple of days. Awesome show. Really love it. And it's a team show, but actually it's expanding into a Teams and AI and modern work, because that's the way the world's going, right? We're not just talking about you anymore, or I feel like we're talking about the wider conversation. And on that note, Kevin, you're doing a session later on the different approaches that big UCASs are taking on AI. Maybe you can give us a little bit of insight as to what's happening, because obviously I mostly see the Microsoft world, but it'd be interesting to hear your perspective on what WebEx are doing, what Zoom is.
Yeah, no, that's when I pitched this session, as you say, this is a Microsoft-focused event, but, one of my beliefs is that it's great to look at what the other vendors are doing. And so certainly, I'm looking in this session at, okay, so Microsoft Copilot, of course, but, Zoom AI Companion, WebEx AI Assistant, Google Gemini for the, workspace, and really, looking at what are some of the experiments that the vendors are doing, right? Because this is certainly a time, we heard from Juan in the keynote, this is a time to experiment. I think that, I often say, AI is going to determine the winners and the losers. Don't be a loser. So experiment with this and be aware of some of the capabilities and try things using some of the different, models. Specifically, I think, Zoom is doing a great job keeping things simple. One of the things, I think Ilya gave the keynote at Enterprise Connect, and he said he's focused on the 4 S's. He said security, simplicity, and
Smart,
yeah, which was kind of the AI.
Yeah.
And I said 2 of those 3 S's because really Microsoft is, security, sophistication. Right? Because, when Microsoft solves something, they'll solve it not one way, but they'll solve it 5 different ways.
Yeah.
And we see this in all the different co-pilots that kind of surface in different ways and have different contexts, different scenarios. So one of the things I'd say look to Zoom is they're always focused on simplicity. And, they've brought the companion. You can tie it into Outlook and Exchange if you're using it, so it can have that context. They just released Zoom tasks, so it'll automatically pick up. It's kind of like Microsoft To Do, but it automatically fills it in. So they're doing some of the automatic stuff. And I think that that's interesting to look at, right? So I'm going to highlight some of those examples. WebEx is with the AI Assistant. I'll say less capabilities now. They're focused more on, they always talk about experience. And part of their